Well, you know, the Queen City in recent years has become a major destination for people to travel to. Good evening, everyone. I'm Scott Levin. Mary Alice is off tonight. And while there are certainly an awful lot of reasons to visit the city of Buffalo, there are some that may be keeping large groups of people away from our city. Channel 2's Dave McKinley is standing in front of the Reason in downtown Buffalo, and he joins us live from there tonight. Hello, Dave.
Well, experts in the convention trade say this isn't a bad place by any means, but they do believe that our convention center is in serious need of some upgrades if it is to remain viable and competitive in attracting business. A travel summit held here this week brought tourism types involved in the convention trade from across the country to Buffalo to see what it had to offer. And while they had some nice things to say,
I absolutely do think that it's a place that people would want to come.
They were near unanimous in pointing out a glaring weakness: our now near 40-year-old convention center.
The accessibility of having a walkable convention center to go to. I think it could be a great plus for you.
Of course, that is the most obvious deficiency that we do have in our destination right now.
And even the host of the event had to concede there's no hiding the most obvious deficiency of a building opened in 1978 in 2017.
That doesn't match up with the expectations that a meeting planner would have for a convention center.
On an October night in 2010, after being closed for most of that summer, the convention center reopened after a $7 million renovation. Now, 7 years later, County Executive Mark Poloncarz has budgeted another $500,000 for next year to gussy the place up again, after another $1 million spent this year.
If we don't invest in that facility for today, we will lose conventions and other businesses that we could get in 2017 and 2018. And you can't just let that rot.
At the same time, the county is spending another $150,000 to study whether to once again renovate or expand this facility, or whether to build an entirely new one. Consultants began their work just 3 weeks ago.
And we're waiting for their draft version of the report, which is going to take a little bit more time, but hopefully we have a draft version by the end of this year.
He'll be the first to tell you a new convention center would take years to build and cost lots of money.
I've seen convention centers that are hundreds of millions of dollars.
Of course, the big question will be, how do we fund it?
How would we fund it?
I look for support from various sources, including New York State.
I think that one of the great components that's really going to build this city in the meetings management opportunity is the potential of either a new or greatly renovated and expanded convention center.
Which was not surprising. That's why my administration is doing the analysis.
According to Poloncarz, one of the options that might be looked at in terms of expanding the convention center, which is, well, pretty much a landlocked facility right now, would be to expand it by going up, perhaps by adding additional floors. However, he says, should the study conclude that we need a new convention center, it would be most vital to determine just what type of facility would be best for Buffalo in terms of its size, location, and amenities. And he says all of that is going to be mapped out in that study. Reporting live from downtown Buffalo, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.